Hey everyone, welcome to the Knit and Crochet Spot. My name's Melissa and I'm coming to you from the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia. Today is Friday, February 24th. I hope you all are doing well. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. So today I have some progress on some things I've been working on to share with you. I have no finished objects, but I have 5 works in progress that I'd like to share with you, and one of those was a complete disaster, a total fail. So I'll be showing that to you. And then I also have a very little tiny bit of acquisitions to show you. It isn't yarn, but it is very yarn related, and I'm super excited to have these and to share them with you. So let's get started, and we will start with the disaster. We'll show you that first so then I can put it out of my mind and not think about it anymore. So I was working on a pair of knitted socks and I nearly had them finished when I made a very stupid error. And I almost don't want to show you because I don't want to discourage you from, well, let me just show you the socks first and then I will explain everything. So they have been living in this bag. This is from Molly Klein Designs. And I have the first sock finished. And here it is. Here is the first sock, all finished. I put the heel on. I think this sock was all done except for the heel. So here it is finished. And then the other sock was nearly finished. And I went to do the heel and I made a very, very big error. This has never happened to me before. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I'm not 100% sure what happened, but I knit these on DPNs, and when I did an afterthought heel on both socks, and I was knitting these when I wasn't at home, and I didn't have a pair of needles to do magic loops, so I tried to do them on DPNs, which is a big mistake. If anybody knits an afterthought heel on DPNs, you have to give me some pointers because I failed at it miserably. So I did the first sock successfully. It was a real pain in the butt, but I did it. And so when I got to the second sock, I thought, well, I better do these on DPNs as well because I don't know if the tension will be off. So, and I don't want to scare you away from afterthought heel because this has never happened to me before, and it's very easy to do. You shouldn't be afraid. Yes, you do cut your yarn, but I don't think that's where I went wrong, because when I cut the yarn and I can't even think straight because I'm just so disappointed with this, but when I cut the yarn, everything was fine. It was when I was starting to knit, I noticed that there was like a snag in one of the stitches. So, I picked up the stitches with the DPNs, and I think that's where I went wrong. I didn't pick up the stitches correctly, and they were snagged, and I thought, I just didn't know what to do. And so I ended up breaking what I thought was just a little piece of the yarn. I thought I'll put it back together, and it was just a total fail. And I don't even like this yarn that much. I think it's beautiful. This is Patton's Croy sock yarn. They're very comfortable socks, but they're not very fun to knit with. And I have enough to do another sock, but I really don't know if I will be doing it because it's a struggle to knit with the yarn. I used too small because this yarn is more than a fingering weight. I believe it's a sport weight. It's a lot thicker. So I use a 2.25 millimeter, and I should have gone up a needle size. It was a real struggle. I mean, these are super stiff socks. So it was a real struggle to knit with. I should have gone up a needle size because these are just too dense, I guess you could say. They're beautiful though. Don't they look nice? So I have enough to make another sock, but I don't know that I will. I think I'd like to just forget about this for now. So So there's my socks, and look what I did. That has never happened to me before, and don't let it scare you from an afterthought heel. It is very simple to do. It's just that I thought I could do them on DPNs because, like I said, this one I did on DPNs because I was not at home when I started the heel. So I didn't have a magic loop or a needle for magic loop. So I thought, well, I'll do them on DPNs. It was a real struggle, but I did it. And so when I got home, I could have gone to magic loop for these, but I didn't. I wanted to keep the tension the same. And I know that's why I messed them up, because that has never happened to me before. So like I said, if you do if you do afterthought heel with DPNs, please give me some pointers because that was a disaster. So the yarn is Patton's Crochet sock yarn. The stripe, the main color is, I think it's called these labels are so strange. Okay, Northern Lights. It is supposed to be a #1, but like I said, I think it's more of a 2. It's thick. And it is, these are come in 50-gram skeins for 166 yards, 75% wool, 25% nylon. And I used 2 50-gram skeins. I don't know where the other one's over there, but I don't want to grab it. So I have this much, pretty much of both 50 grams. Of the 50-gram skeins, I have about this much left. So I definitely have enough to knit another sock, but I'll be honest, I don't want to. And then this, I have plenty of this left. This right here is this yarn, and it is 50 grams. It's Patton's Crochet. Everything is the same, but this colorway is saltwater. So there's my disaster, and I knit these on 2.25 millimeter DPNs, the high sharps. Let's see, I knit them cuff down, 64 stitches. I cast on, do a 2x2 rib for 15 rounds, and I just knit to the sock, and then I just Kitchener the sock, Kitchener the end. So there's that disaster. I want to just not think about it now. Put these over here, and I haven't started a new pair of socks because I was just so disappointed. I was just right at the end. I just had the heel to finish, and they were a struggle the whole time. They made my thumbs hurt. Well, right here mainly, it made that hurt because it was just so difficult to knit with. So anyway, there's that, and I'll show you. I have another pair of socks as well, and it's living in this bag, and this is by April 9 Designs. And let's see, so these socks I'm knitting on I don't know, can you hear my granddaughter? She's outside, right outside the window on the porch. I knit these on high sharps as well, but these are the high flyers. So this has been learning. I mentioned it last week. I've never knit with these needles before. I did try the Addy Flexi Flips, which I didn't like, and that was mainly because the tips on the Addy Flexi Flips, the tips, one end is blunt and the other end is sharp. Can you hear? I can hear. She's out there with her granddad. So, and that drove me crazy, the two different end of the tips, because it just did. But I said I want to try to knit these on these high. Hang on one sec. Alrighty, I'm back. I asked them to keep it down for a little while. We'll see if that works. If not, I apologize. So we'll get back to the sock I was talking about. So here's the sock, and I'm knitting these on the high flyers, and I'm trying to get used to these needles. You see there are 3 needles that you work with, and it's slow going because I have to get used to what's most comfortable for me, how to hold the needles, what's most comfortable. And it's getting a little bit easier. I'm getting more used to them, but every time I put them down, if I don't pick them back up for another day, it's like I have to like get used to them all over again. But I'm determined to give it my best shot, so I'm not giving up on these. These will be slow probably. So where the marker is, that's where I was last time, and that marker is from Helen at Crochet Moments. She sent these to me. So this is where I was last time. So I've knit this much, and I love the yarn. And considering this is like a Halloween yarn, it looks like it's not intended to be a Halloween yarn, but it looks like a Halloween yarn. I have plenty of time to knit these. There's no rush. And I just try to do a little bit every now and then. Just these, I want to, you know, give these a, I really want to give these a fair shot. And I know everything's a learning curve. You got to give it a little time to see if you can get used to them. So that's what I'm doing. So these are 2.25, and I did everything the same. It's a vanilla sock. I cast on 64 stitches and knit them cuff down, 2x2 rib for 15 rows. And I'm going to do an afterthought heel, but I'm definitely going to use magic loop for these afterthought heel. I will definitely not make that mistake again. But that is where I'm going to put my heel, and I will have a fairly short sock, which is what I prefer. So, and the yarn, isn't it beautiful? I'm so happy with these. I am so glad I decided to make these socks instead of a hat. And the yarn, here it is. Every time I put the cake of yarn, it just like, the lights blow out the colors. The yarn is from Bumblebee Acres. Here is their label. There's their label. And this is the Goblet of Fire. That's the colorway. It's Harry Potter inspired yarn, and it looks like the cover of the book so much. This is on their squishy sock base. It is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 100 grams, 463 yards. Yep, so that is that, and it is just so nice. Feels so nice. Very nice. And I need to really get another pair. I do enjoy knitting socks. I find it very relaxing, so I do need to get another pair on the go. I'm in two minds whether I just want to do magic loop like I am most used to, or give them, you know, do it on DPNs with these high sharps, because I do like these needles. Alright, so I have one more knitting to show you, and I don't have more progress on stuff because I was really trying to get those socks done because I wasn't enjoying it, but I knew I would like them when they were done, so I really concentrated on trying to get those done. And then I was also trying to get this done too, because this is very close. So this is my last knit project, and it's living in this bag. This is by Lantern Moon. And this is the Musselberg hat. I'll pop in a picture of it here for you. I am very close to this being done. So I think I have maybe like 1.5 inches to go. So here it is. Here it is. And let's see. I really need to use the stoppers more often. So this is where I was last time I showed you this. And so let's see, I knit all of this. This is from Cottontail Farms. So I am very close to decreasing. I think it says for my size, or the size that I want, to go 18.5 inches. So I'm getting really close. And so what this is, the Musselburgh, you knit this, so you start out, it's top down. Well, you start at the top, and what did I use? The pinhole cast on. So you start there, and then you knit until you're supposed to, and then you close this end the same, well, not the same, but you close it so it looks like that, and then you fold the hat in on itself, and so it's like a double layered hat, and you have yourself a hat. And so I'm using the needles I'm using 16-inch circulars on my highest sharps, and they're 3 millimeters. That's what I'm using. And this is the yarn. And this is what I have left. And let's see if I have the yarn label in here. I do. So this is from Yarnable. This is Yarnable by Hypnotic Yarns. Here it is. This is the Born to Stand Out. That's the colorway. It's on the plush sock base, and it's 8515 superwash merino nylon, 437 yards for 100 grams. So next week this should be finished. It should definitely be finished. It's so soft, and I love this. I'm going to love this hat. It's getting to be where you don't need a hat. It has been warm here. It has been nearly 80 degrees. And I would say for the end of February, does anybody else have trouble saying February? But at 80 degrees is a little bit warm even for Georgia at the end of February. It's fake spring. It'll probably get cold again before it heats up for good. So there's that. And then my next two works in progress are crochet. And I will show you this one here. And this is the Faith Blanket by Helen Shrimpton. And I'll put a picture in for you here. And here is my progress, what I've done so far this week. So this is part 2, or I'm on part 2 now. So this is it. So this part up to the white was part 1. So this gray part and the purple part is the start of part 2. So it's going to be getting more into the blanket shape. And there's my progress keeper. So that's where I was. So I've done all of that. So not a ton, but I am loving this. I really, really am. And so this pattern I got from, well, I got the yarn and the pattern. It's a free pattern on Helen Shrimpton's website, which is, it's Crystal, is it Crystal Crochet? Anyway, I'll leave a link down below. But I got the yarn, a yarn pack for specifically this pattern from, I won it in a crochet along, a blanket crochet, or a blanket along by Helen from Crochet Moments. A lot of Helens there. So thank you, Helen. I'm very much enjoying this. So isn't it so pretty? And let's see, all this yarn is from Stylecraft Special DK, and it is 100% premium acrylic. Let's see, there's approximately 295 meters, 322 yards, and I'm sure it's 100 grams. Let's see, so let's see if I can, I know I won't be able to remember all the colors, but I'm gonna try. But I will have my cheat sheet here. Let's see, so this is fondant, this is white, this is candy floss, this is silver, yes, silver, white, silver, gray, white, this is wisteria, and this is meadow. And so that's all, is that right? Yes, so that is all of the colors. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors in the blanket. And there it is. Really loving this. So again, thank you, Helen. I'm enjoying it, and it's got me looking at other blankets. And I think when I get this finished, I don't know how long it'll take me. I have no idea. But when I finish this, I'd like to start the Sophie's Universe. I've been looking at that, and I've been admiring all the different color combinations people have been coming up with, and I think maybe I will start that next. And this is living in this gorgeous bag my daughter got me for Christmas. I have to show you. It's amazing. I'm almost positive she got this off of Amazon, and I will ask her if I remember. Let's see, maybe I can try. I will try to put a link down below to the bag. It's awesome. And so my very last works in progress is a crochet hat, and this is the Bex Hat. It's a free pattern, and I will put a picture of it here and leave a link to it down below. This doesn't even have a bag yet. So here it is. Here it is. I've just started this yesterday. I don't know which side is the right side. So you knit the hat flat, and then you crochet the hat flat, and then you seam it up when it is big enough for you. So here is the stitch pattern. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's got these like crisscross double crochets. I don't know if you can really make them out. Well, you can see it that way. So there it is, and I love how it's turning out. And the yarn that I'm using, this is what I have left to work with. This is a Michael's yarn. It is the Loops and Threads Impeccable yarn. Here's the label. Let's see, it is 190 yards for 85 grams. It's a number 4 medium, and it is 100%, 97% acrylic, 3% other fibers, and the colorway is Aran Tweed. So there's the label, and there's the yarn. And then the crochet hook that I'm using is a 6mm. There it is. This shouldn't take me that long, and hopefully it'll be finished next week. So you sew up the back, and you cinch the top, and the brim, you're already doing the brim as you crochet. So here's the brim down here. So there's that. So I had this last night I had this idea that I was going to gather all my single skeins of yarn and crochet and knit hats with them, and then I don't know, get a head start for next winter for either gifts or donation, or everybody likes to have a new hat. Not that you wear them that much down here, but you do occasionally in the evening. So I thought I'd just get a head start. Well, I like to knit and crochet hats all year long, and then I have plenty for everybody to choose from at the end of the year. So yes, so I got some single skeins out to do that. We'll see if I follow through with that. So that is all of my works in progress, and I have one little bit of acquisitions to share with you, and that is some knitting needles. I'm very excited to have these. This was a little bit of an extravagant gift for knitting needles. This is a Valentine's Day gift, and I got these because I want to knit the Coziest Memories blanket by Kemper Ray, which I'm sure you've all heard of that, and I have never done one of these blankets. I have so many fingering weight scraps that I thought, well, okay, just go ahead and start one. And I bought some special needles to start the blanket. I'm very excited. So here they are. Look at these beauties. Can you see them? Look at the tips or the end of the needles. So these are signature needles. They're expensive needles. They're $38, but it was a, you know, instead of getting flowers and candy and all that, I got these for Valentine's Day. I have been wanting a pair of these needles for a long time, but they are very expensive. And these are 2.75 millimeters, and the length is 7 inches. So the signature needles, these are the single points, and they come with 3 different, stoppers. It's not really stoppers, but the ends here, they come 3 different designs. So I picked the teardrop design. Then there's 3 different sizes. Let's see, 7-inch, 10-inch, and 14-inch. So I got the 7-inch because I think most people, when they knit the that coziest memory blanket or any of the memory blankets, they tend to use 7 millimeter. And then the tips, they have 3 tips. They have a blunt, a midi, and a stiletto. And I got the stilettos. They're very sharp. I like sharp needles. I was worried because afterwards I was listening to some reviews about these signature needles, again, like I haven't before, and they were saying that the tips are even, now I like high sharps, those are my favorite needles. They were saying that the tips were even sharper than the high needles, and I thought, oh gosh. So I was like, I don't know if I should have gotten the stilettos, but I do not think, I think they are about equal, actually. So here are my interchangeables. Yeah. So here is the 2.75 for the high sharps, and here they are for the I think they're just about sharp as each other, to be honest with you. So that makes me feel better. I think that the this has got a more tapered tip, but the points on both are, I think, about the same. So I'm very excited. So I don't know when I'll start that, but I have so many scrap fingering weight scrap yarns that I thought, well, you know that I should do a blanket like that. I keep thinking, gosh, if I was going to do that type of a blanket, I should have started it when I was much younger, but that's okay. That's okay. I kind of have a plan when I start it to, seems like a lot of people do about 500 squares. So if I did 2 squares a day, right, I could have it done in less than a year, right? Because that would be 365 squares times 2, so I could get that done in less than a year if I do 2 squares. And now, actually, because it's nearly March, I might be able to get it done in a year. So, and I have plenty of scraps. Then I also thought about, because I don't have any monthly subscriptions right now, so I was thinking about getting the row 1 minis. They're fingering weight minis, and you get 10 different colors, different colorways from the same yarn dyer, and the yarn dyer is different every month, but you get 10 different colorways, and they're 10 grams each. And let's see what else. And they're 10 grams each. You get 10 different minis, and you get it. They're all from the same dyer, but the dyers change every month. So I thought that would be fun. So that is all that I have to share with you today. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Thank you all so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. And until next time, bye for now.